Once upon a time, there was a loving couple who had a beautiful son, their pride and joy. He was the center of their world, and they spent every moment cherishing his presence. But one tragic day, their son fell gravely ill. Despite their desperate efforts to save him, fate was cruel, and he passed away. The parents were heartbroken, their lives shattered by the immense grief of losing their only child. With heavy hearts, they carried their son's lifeless body to the graveyard. At the edge of the cemetery stood a towering old tree, its branches stretching wide and its roots deep. Inside a hollow in the tree lived a cunning fox who watched the grieving parents from his hiding place. High above, on the upper branches of the tree, sat a vulture, observing the scene with sharp, unfeeling eyes. The parents wept uncontrollably, their tears soaking into the earth where their son would soon be buried. The fox, intrigued by their sorrow, crept out of its hole and approached them. Speaking in a soft and comforting voice, it said, "Cry, cry as much as you can. Let your tears fall until evening. Perhaps, if you grieve enough, some merciful God might take pity on you. Maybe your tears will bring your son back from the dead." The parents, clinging to the hope the fox had offered, continued to cry harder, their hopes tied to the possibility that their grief might somehow change the course of fate. They believed the fox's words, thinking that if they could just show enough sorrow, their son might return to them. Not long after, the vulture descended from its perch, landing near the grieving couple. In a calm but emotionless voice, the vulture said, "Why waste your tears? Your son is gone, and no amount of crying will bring him back. Death is final, and there's no changing it. You should stop crying, go home, and accept the reality. Crying won't do anything but drain your strength." The couple, torn between the fox's promise of hope and the vulture's harsh acceptance of reality, felt lost. They didn't know what to believe. Should they keep crying, as the fox suggested, hoping for a miracle? Or should they listen to the vulture and accept that their son was truly gone forever? As the day wore on, both the fox and the vulture returned again and again, repeating their advice. The fox, with its soothing words, encouraged them to keep grieving, saying, "Cry a little longer. Perhaps your cries will reach the ears of a god, and they will take pity on you." The parents, growing weaker, felt compelled to keep crying, believing that hope might still exist. Meanwhile, the vulture, circling above, swooped down repeatedly, insisting, "Your tears are useless. You can cry for days, but it won't change anything. Go home and conserve your energy. Accept the truth." What the grieving parents didn't realize was that both the fox and the vulture had hidden motives. The fox, with its sly nature, wasn't offering hope out of kindness. It wanted the parents to keep crying, growing weaker with each passing hour. When night came, the fox planned to devour the remains of their son after they finally left, too exhausted to resist. The vulture, on the other hand, was impatient. It wanted them to give up immediately, go home, and leave their son's body behind so it could feast right away. Though the words of the fox and the vulture seemed to carry wisdom on the surface, both animals had only selfish desires. The fox wanted to delay its meal, while the vulture was eager to feed as soon as possible. Neither cared about the parents' grief or the memory of their son. They only saw an opportunity for themselves. Moral of the story: the fox and the vulture symbolize those in life who appear to offer support or advice, but are driven by selfish motives. The fox, with its false hope, represents those who manipulate others into prolonged suffering for their own benefit, while the vulture symbolizes those who rush others into despair, eager to gain something from their loss. Sometimes, the words that seem comforting or logical hide darker intentions. It's important to recognize when others are using our grief for their gain, whether by encouraging false hope or by pushing us to give up too soon. True guidance comes from those who genuinely care for our well-being, not from those who wish to profit from our pain. Here are some hard words from the story: gravely, seriously, shattered, broken into pieces, intrigued, fascinated, or curious about something, manipulate, to control or influence someone, devour, to eat something hungrily or quickly. Motives, reasons for doing something, often hidden or selfish. Now please comment the synonym of the word, clinging. If like this story, please don't forget to give your feedback in the comment section and subscribe for more videos.